Howdy folks, Kathy Williams-DeVries here, bringing you a short tutorial on the Petite piece by Claude Debussy. This particular piece is for the Trinity Guildhall Clarinet Grade 6 exam. It's actually quite a difficult little piece, even though it's fairly slow. It is written with semiquavers and demi-semiquavers, and you are having to contend with the fact that the piece is in A major, so that you've got to be careful of F sharps, C sharps and G sharps, and in the middle of the piece you're also looking at B sharps and D sharps. And the rhythm's not easy either. It's a dotted rhythm. You want to make sure that you play the dotted rhythm and not a bluesy triplet sort of rhythm. So and you need to play it fairly rhythmically. Now the first thing I notice is that much of the first couple of lines are alternating between the G sharp and the A. Now traditionally on the clarinet, G sharps and A's along with the other throat tones aren't the most nice of, they're not the nicest notes on the instrument, but I can help you to get a better sound. It's called covered fingerings, and while you're playing the G sharp and the A, if you put these two fingers down, it sounds a little bit better. It makes it a little less sharp. And it also helps that in the third bar, when you've got to go up to a B, if you've got at least two fingers down, going from the A to the B, makes it a little bit easier. And also we're going from a B to a C sharp. In this case, I would use the left hand B and the right hand C sharp, and I would practice that. To get that really smooth. It is quite difficult to get it really smooth and not accidentally put a D in. See what I mean? Yeah. That's probably about the fastest you'll ever need to take it. So that's 69. You probably want to actually count that in quavers, which makes it, what, 138 in quavers. You probably want to count it in quavers. Note in bar 5 that you will need to take these two fingers off to play the F sharp, otherwise it won't come out. Let's play this a little bit slower. So we start on an MF. Note that I use a very soft tongue. I only put the tongue to the reed hard enough to stop the reed vibrating, not to stop the air, so that the air otherwise, if you're stopping the air, it's not in context with how the piece is. You want it fairly soft and light. So the first two bars, in this case you can also keep the index finger down on the G sharp and just lightly finger the A, simply because that when you press the A, the G sharp's down already. So if you watch my fingers, you'll notice that I don't move them terribly much. Now we go a little bit from an MF to a P, and we go up to the B and C sharp. Note that I do keep the two fingers down. Now Now in the next bar, keep the fingers down but raise them once you hit the F. And I would use the right hand B here simply to keep it in the one hand. And there's a very slight crescendo decrescendo in bar 5. So if I go from bar 3, now it does suggest that you take a breath after bar 2. I think you can actually last the entire 6 bars, but keep that there as an emergency breath. Now the next phrase is very challenging. We're doing a lot of work between B and C sharp. Again, while you're playing bar 9, 10 and much of 11, you can keep these two fingers down so that it's a bit easier to make the B and the C sharp, although in bar 8 you will need to have them off because otherwise you'll muffle the E too much. So note I take the two fingers off at the end of bar 11. And there is also a molto diminuendo. So you want to come up and down in bars 9. And may I suggest that in bar 9 you actually come up to about a mezzo piano, even though it's not marked mezzo piano, simply so you can do the molto diminuendo in the 3rd line. So that's the first 3 lines. Let me play through those. Now you're probably going to go down to a double piano there. Bar 15 and 16, well actually the entire 2 lines, the 4th and 5th lines are rather nasty. Be aware that a B sharp is a C, and you will need to use the left hand B sharp in bar 15 because you're going to a D sharp. So excuse. So if you look at my fingers closely, left hand C sharp because you're coming from the D sharp. So 1. Because note that you are playing a G sharp as per the key signature. You might want to take this bar very slowly for a while. And then the next bar, the B sharp, you can play normally. So be aware of the rhythm here. Ya da 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 dum, ba funny in quavers. So again, you will need to use the right hand B sharp. Although you can make life a little bit easier for yourself by keeping the two fingers down. So note the tenuto in bar 17. Now bar 19, I would use the right hand B sharp, left hand C sharp, right hand D sharp. Now the A sharp, same as a B flat, you can only use one, and that is the side key one. If you watch my fingers. So, and of course the B sharp is a C. And it does advise you to breathe there, I suppose, yeah. So it goes from A sharps and B sharps in bar 20 to an A natural. And we've come all the way up to an F sharp as well, so you want to gradually crescendo through bar 19. And then come way down again for the pianissimo. And note that we've played this before from bars 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, so that's a little less work for you. Oh sorry, it's the beginning again, and then the next lot of bars repeat bars 9, 10, 11. So and note here we're playing a G natural. Again, keep the fingers down. Means just a little bit. So the last 3 bars, slow down just a little bit. And may I suggest that you cover the A a little bit so it's not sharp. Let me play this through a little bit under tempo, and then I will play it at tempo just to give you an idea. And eventually we'll work the piano part in as well. So count the rest. 1, 2, 3. that's a little bit slower. Let me play it up to tempo. So there you have it. This is just a brief introduction to Petite Piece. You don't forget to take it to your teacher. I'm sure they'll be able to point out a lot more stuff. This is just to give you a general idea, especially about fingerings and rhythms. So I hope that's of some use. Don't forget to, when you're doing your Trinity College exams, check out my scales series. I've done all the grades, 1 to 8. The videos range from about 10 to 15 minutes to over half an hour, depending on the grade, especially as you get up into the upper grades where you have more scales. And I also include jazz clarinet scales as well, which I do recommend the regular guys to learn as well. So thanks for listening. Bye for now.